everybody. Welcome back. We are Doctors Richard and Nefertina Serrano, and you are at The Serrano Show. Amen. Welcome and good evening, everyone. This is our second night, and we are super excited and so glad to be here. My husband, we work both in life and ministry together. We have a 24-hour hotline for couples and families in crisis. And we are super excited to be with you tonight. Again, this is our first actual show together. But we are super excited because we have a great show for you tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Get ready, get ready, get ready. Tag someone, share, and make sure you tell your people the Serranos are on right now.
Yes, listen, the topic for today is rebranding yourself in your relationship. You don't want to miss this episode. We're going to have two guests that's going to pop in, branding specialists. So they're going to talk to you about the business side and also the personal side and your relationship side as well. Absolutely. But listen, I am sitting next to a legacy queen. And I know a lot of people haven't seen like videos and things that she does because she's always traveling. But let me show you a video of this young lady here, because she does some awesome things and she doesn't get a lot of chance to post and to do things like that. But I just wanted to show this because I think it's important that you actually get to see her receiving her crown.
Oh, amen. My gosh. Hello, everyone. It's your girl, Dr. Nefertina Serrano, the Marriage CEO, and your Woman of Achievement, Mrs. Elite Pennsylvania 2021-22. Yes, I am here in the beautiful city of Philadelphia, city of brotherly love, and you know it, sisterly affection.
And lastly, remember this: save a marriage, save a community. Thank you.
Hello, and thank you, Marlena Martin, and the Woman of Achievement organization. It has been a pleasure and a joy to serve as your United States Ambassador Queen 2022. And now I am looking forward to our next journey as Legacy Queen, that is.
Wow.
Well, I just want to tell you, that was a surprise to me. I had no idea that we were going to be sharing that tonight. But I do want to take the opportunity to just say thank you to Marlena Martin and the Women of Achievement, Legacy Queens, whoop, whoop, that I am now. And so I just want to say thank you. And later on, I will show you that crown as well. So are you guys ready? Are you sitting on your seats of expectancy? Ready. Because we are ready for you tonight. We're going to be talking about rebranding yourself and your marriage and in your relationships. And oh my goodness, what a topic that is.
Oh, it's incredible. So listen, let's start off by saying, in your marriage, corporation, and your relationship, right? You want to remain relevant, right? Everything you do is always to better the other person and to better your corporation, right? So most corporations use branding strategies to stay ahead of the competition, right? And who is the competition? Everyone. When you're in relationship, everyone is the competition, right? So you have to make sure that whoever has access to you is a threat. Anyone outside of that is also an outside threat. So we want to make sure that because they're a threat, they can bring down the corporation.
Wow.
You got that? Wow. So you have to be careful who you let into your circle. Everyone is not your friend. Everyone is not trying to help you, right? So you have to be careful who you're bringing into your circle and to make sure that you are still rebranding, just making sense of it all to really make it better for yourselves and your wife and all, your spouse.
Wow. So let me just tell you a little bit about the definition of branding. So branding is the process of creating and publishing the brand name and its qualities of personality. That's all about you. It could be applied to the entire corporation, meaning to both of you or you as individuals, as well as the corporate individual identity, the products, the services you provide. So tonight, as we talk about rebranding in your marriage and your relationship, we're going to be talking about that from the perspective of corporate and how it correlates to your relationship.
Yes, yes.
So if you're ready, get your pens, get your papers, get your
Excited.
pads, call somebody, tag somebody, invite somebody. Come and join us tonight as we talk about this topic. We're super excited. You know, Dr. Serrano actually was the one that brought this topic to me because I'm in the process of doing some rebranding.
Right.
And I have one of my rebranding specialists that's going to come tonight and share some tidbits and tools and some great nuggets with you this evening. But, you know, I just want to say it's a process.
That's right.
When you're rebranding yourself, it takes a lot of intentional thoughts. It takes you to stop. It takes you to focus, because, you know, in that process, you have to prepare, know how do you want to show up?
Yeah.
You know,
right.
and I'll say that even in your marriage, think about that. How do you want to show up in your marriage and in your relationship? And so, you know, even in that, you need to take a lot of thought. You need to slow it down. You need to breathe, and you need to get focused, because how you want to show up in your relationship makes a lot of sense on how you're going to show up in every other place and space in your life. So as I'm rebranding, it's a process. And I'm learning that, you know, everything's not going to happen overnight. Sometimes you have to start at one place, and then you have to wind up at another place. Yeah. But it's about working with someone that's willing to work with you. I have an amazing branding specialist that works with me. She's patient. She's long suffering. She's you know, she's everything that's right for me. And so sometimes you can have more than one. Yes, yes. I'm talking about this beauty queen right here. Discover who you are and build an authentic personal brand. None other than our guest that's going to be coming on in just a little bit, Sophia Gonzalez. Yes, yes. So we're going to bring her on later, but you know, sharing it, just know that it does take intentional thinking. It takes you to stop. And so how does that relate, Dr. Serrano, in relationship?
Well, so I mean, you know, in relationship, you have to remember. I did a post several years ago where I wanted to change my underclothes because I wanted to have another image of myself.
Did you say underclothes?
Underclothes.
Okay.
Because listen, and I know this is probably just for the guys, right? Because we wear our undies till they fall off. Okay, that's not a good thing. You're talking 15, 20, I mean, whatever it is. So I just wanted to have that another look. And I looked at a magazine and I said, wow, I want to look like that. So guess what? I bought some underwears that look like the magazine, and I put them on, and I walked by my wife's bathroom, and she said, wait a minute, come back here. And I backed up, and she said, wow, I like that. So guess what? You have to start somewhere. Whatever God gives you, whatever, you know, it has to be intentional. You have to have a passion for it. Yeah. You have to make a change. Yeah. Change is not all bad, especially when that other person likes to change. Amen. So you have to make sure that it's intentional what you're doing. So that's one of the things that I want to talk about.
Wow. Well, I know that in rebranding, when you're branding for relationships, you know, it's really important that you get to know the person, right? You need to know your mate, know that person that you're in relationship with, so that you can, you know, so that you're making those changes, not only for you, but also for the individual, because it's two becoming one. In the marriage corporation and in the marriage relationship, as the two become one, it doesn't mean that you lose yourself in that.
That's right.
You are still an individual. And so it's very important that you're showing up for you. So in my process of rebranding, although my husband and I work together, as you can see, and we're going to be doing the Serrano show for as long as you'll have us, one of the things that I'm currently doing is rebranding for myself as a coach, as a speaker, as a woman of God. And so with that comes a lot of additional steps, thought, prayer. You know, prayer is the key to everything. No matter what you're doing, you want to make sure that you're praying, that you're going before the Father, and that you're getting his input on what he desires for you. Because you know what, whatever he desires for you, you know will succeed. So it's really important that as you're going through that process, even on my way home today, I started praying. And I started asking God, Lord, please show me that signature speech or that signature word, or what is it that you want your children to know? What is it that you want me to speak into the atmosphere and to speak into the life of people? Right. So I talk to the Father because, unless I'm doing it his way, then it's not going to work anyway. It's going to wind up on a highway. So if I want to do it the right way, then I also want to make sure that I'm invoking prayer in my branding process. I think it's very important. So are you guys ready? Get ready, because we are about to bring, not only is she beautiful, she is brains and beauty. Yes, I am talking about Miss Sophia Gonzalez. Hello.
There you are.
Welcome.
You're on mute.
I apologize.
Oh, no problem. Good to see you.
Welcome to the show. You look amazing. Let me just start there.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me on the show. I am really excited to be able to share some expertise and knowledge with your audience today.
Yes. Yeah. So I have a question.
Yes.
So let me come back here.
You knew that was coming, right?
So just give us some steps, right? Steps you can take from a business perspective to rebranding yourself, and then collate it into a personal relationship perspective.
Okay. Well, when it really comes to rebranding yourself from a business perspective, it may not really directly correlate to relationships, but there's some steps that you can take to overlapping principles that can be applied to both contexts. So I'm going to share some tips and that I think are some steps that would be beneficial for your audience.
Awesome.
First is really defining your personal brand. Really start by identifying what are your values, what are your passions, what are your strengths, what are the unique qualities that set you apart from your competition, as you said, is your competition. Understand what makes you special and how do you want to be perceived by others. The next step would be set clear goals for yourself. Really determine what do you want to achieve by rebranding yourself. Are you looking to attract your specific type of relationship or enhance the existing ones that you're currently in? Do you want to improve your personal reputation or expand your network? Really get clear on defining the goals that you want for your rebranding efforts. And then, as well as in business, you have to do some market research, right? You have to do a market analysis. Just as in the business world, you conduct a market research, examine where your target audience is. And for me, as a single person, I always think of where am I going to meet my potential husband, right? I'm not going to meet him at the club. I'm not going to meet them at the club, right? You got to think of where the ideal type of candidate that you want to meet, right? And so for me, as a single person, I'm looking for someone that is in alignment with my beliefs as a Christian. I'm looking for someone who has entrepreneur ambitions as well, because I'm an entrepreneur. I am fluid and flexible with my schedule. So I want someone that has that same abilities as well for myself. So I got to get really clear on who I want. So I go to conferences where I can be able to meet that person. I can be able to meet that potential husband that, one, is an entrepreneur. Hopefully he has the same values, that he believes in God. He's a godly man. And then also he has his own business. So we can be able to relate and be able to support each other in our goals and dreams. And then from there, just really understanding what your interests and your values and your preferences in terms of tailoring your personal brand. The next step is brand positioning, really determining how do you want to position yourself? What is the messaging you want to convey to your potential spouse? Are you still having the same old tape that's playing that I'm broken and I'm hurt, or I can never find a really good man in my life? Or are you showing up, or are you going to show up and saying, I'm interested in finding a healthy partner in my life? I'm looking for someone that I can be able to build an empire with, or I'm building a legacy with. Really understanding what is the messaging that you're showcasing on your dates, or your actual current spouse. Are you always talking about the same thing of what they're not doing and what's not working in the relationship? What is the messaging that you want to portray? I want us to be able to work on a relationship that is healthy, that we can be able to communicate together. And so really understanding what your position is and what your stance is in the relationship, that's how you can be able to attract the right person in your life and rebuilding the relationship with who you're currently with.
That's really good. That's really good. I mean, I'm loving some of these nuggets, you know, just understanding that you have to show up in the right manner. It's really about you honing in on the changes that you need to make introspectively, right?
That's right.
Correct. Yeah. Completely correct. I find a part of my own, I'm going to talk a little bit about myself in terms of my own healing journey as the Sophia that I am today. You know, I kept on, when I was going into the dating world, I kept on having the same mindset of there's not good men in the world, or not, I wouldn't say not good candidates, men candidates. But as soon as I shifted that mindset, and now I'm actively dating and I'm going out on dates, and I have been able to attract really great men and showing up in my authenticity, showing up as the confident Sophia, and sharing a different message of me coming from a whole place. And so a lot of this whole branding aspect is really going into healing as well, a part of the picture. And I forgot to bring that portion in. It's making sure that you're coming in with a healed place, going into this rebranding process.
That's very good. That's very good, because it's really hard to show up fully if you're not healed on the inside.
That's right.
Correct.
When you're looking for a mate, or when you're expecting that mate, or, you know, because how you show up matters. And if you're still in a hurt place, that's going to show up in how you carry yourself, how you think of yourself, and then that's going to transfer over to those people that you may be encountering along that journey.
That's right. You know, I also like go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. If you can
I
go
was
ahead.
just going to say, I also like because to me, rebranding is like your relationship, because you do have to appeal to that person, you know, because rebranding is really making a change. And what changes are you willing to make?
Wow.
To have that person really like you the more? Because I look at it as of course, you know, the corporation. I'm the corporation. My wife is the one who's actually buying the product, right? So I'm the one who's actually branding myself. She's the one who's the user. She's the consumer. She's the one who's buying what I have to sell.
All right now.
Right?
So, I like that.
So if I do it right, then she's going to be on board.
Wow.
Now,
Exactly.
as a married couple, we do become one, but we're still individuals, which means that she would have to do the same thing.
Wow. Yeah.
Right? To keep me where she wants me, right?
And so we're not trying to say that you have to totally change who you are in order to be appealing to your mate. That's not what we're saying.
Absolutely.
So we want to make that clear. What we're saying is sometimes there needs to be a rebirthing. There needs to be, you know, where you just literally take an overall of who you are, where you are, and if that's the real you. Is that the real you?
Right.
Are you really clear on the man and the woman in the mirror about who you're showing up to be, about who you are in the present? Are you even happy with yourself?
Yeah,
because if you're not happy with you, let me tell you one thing.
That's right.
He's never going to make you happy.
That's right.
If you're not happy with yourself, she's never going to make you happy. So rebranding in your marriage and in your relationship is taking inventory and saying, I need this. I don't need that.
Yeah.
I can use this.
Mhm.
That's well past due, right?
That's right.
It is already expired. I'm still trying to use something that no longer even exists within the relationship.
Mhm.
It's important for us to recognize those things. Is it still usable? Right?
That's a good
So,
one. Is it still
it,
usable?
it, is it even, it does it even apply in
Right,
this
right.
time?
That's right.
So rebranding yourself is really about taking self inventory.
Mhm.
I mean, if you keep doing the same thing, you're going to keep getting the same results. It's about showing up different so that you can, what are your expectations within that relationship
Yeah.
as you're doing the branding?
Yeah.
Branding means changing,
Mhm.
changing or redesigning, or sometimes you have to do a total repackaging. You got to take off that outer. You got to look on the inner. You got to fix that up. And then you got to repackage that thing and say, you know what? I think it's still good, but I need to make some changes.
That's
I
right.
got to do some tweaking
That's right.
so that I can make it appealing
Yeah.
one more time.
Yeah. So, Sophia, I know you ask a whole lot of questions when you help someone rebranding, right?
Yes,
Because you really have to get a feel for who they are.
Right.
I do. So one of the things that first questions that I really ask is, um, I really have the client really do a self-reflection of who they are.
Mm-hmm.
Take time to reflect
Like
on the
that.
values and the goals. And when it comes to relationship, getting really clear on what type of partner do you want to attract. And so when I'm going through the logo process, right, I always ask my client, can you share with me some great ideas, some examples of what you want for your logo or for your design? So I usually have my clients maybe go on Pinterest or maybe go on Canva and make a mock-up or a vision board of what they desire for their brand.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Right.
um, I think it's going to be very powerful for you as well, your audience, to be able to do the same thing for your marriage or for as a single person, making a vision board of what you want for yourself. For me, I made a vision board for my relationship and what I'm looking for in a mate. Actually, I got a collage of maybe some words that reflect the person that I want. Maybe had an image of a man that I desire, some ideas of a man that I desire. What is the scriptures that I'm praying over that relationship? And who do I need to show up as well when it comes to that vision board as well? And who do I want to be? So I think that would be really great for your audience to be able to do that for themselves as well.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Thank you so much. That's
Mm-hmm.
excellent. Who do you want to be?
Mm-hmm.
That's a really good question.
Yeah,
And how do you see yourself? I mean, sometimes we don't even think about that. Let alone how does others see us, but how do you see yourself? It's really good. That's really good. We are super excited. Thank you so much for joining us. It has been just a pleasure and a joy to have you. I hope you come back again. Maybe you can do a master class or something for us.
I think we have to do something extensive.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Again, you look amazing.
Yes.
Keep doing what you're doing. You're doing a wonderful job. Thank you for how you're showing up, and even for the work that you've already done for me and helping me to get started with this rebranding journey. It is a journey. It is a process. So everyone, just be patient with yourselves. Don't get frustrated. Just be patient, because it does take time to get to that place that you're looking to be. When one day you'll wake up and you'll look at yourself and you'll say, now that's who I've been wanting to see. Yeah, you right there.
So before you go, just tell everyone where they can find you, the best contact information for them.
Absolutely.
Of course. You can find me at on Instagram. You can find me at Elevate Your Passion for my personal brand, but for my business brand, it's Affluence Media, and you can go to our website at www.affluencemediaagency.com. And definitely you can go on the website and schedule a no-cost consultation where we can be able to discover who you are, where you want to go, and how we can be able to take you there.
Much, Sophia, for being here. We look forward to having you in some of our future shows where we can just spotlight you and your business and what you do, and come on and show people what they are in for when they get you. Thank you again. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank
Yes,
you.
Thank
yes.
you. Take care.
Thank you. Good
All
night.
right. Bye.
Wow,
That was
that was some great
Information.
information. I hope that you had your pens and papers ready. If not, go back and hit the replay and listen to some of those nuggets again that she dropped tonight. You know, you really do have to look introspectively when you're looking to brand yourself, because remember, the product is what Dr. Serrano say. You are the
That's
product
right.
that
You
they're
sure
looking
are.
for.
Yeah.
So if you're in your relationship and you're trying to figure out, how do I show up differently, you may need to really take an introspective look and start looking at how you can change
Yeah.
to even show up better for yourself.
That's so true. I love this topic, and I can probably talk about this for a good while, because I love making changes. And my mother, when we used to come home when I was younger, we used to help her change the curtains for the different seasons, and we used to switch our furniture around, and it was so many things that we did, but she stayed relevant.
Yeah.
She stayed up to date with furniture. You remember when we used to have the plastic on the
Oh
furniture?
my God.
That was a long time ago. We're dating
Yes, you
ourselves
are
again,
really
right?
taking us back right there. Okay.
But guess what? She started just really rebranding us. She stayed relevant, and
Yeah.
and a lot of things that are inside of us is a lot of things that we actually experienced in our life.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
really good. Keeping the car clean. Like, what is it that you want to really change in your life?
Yeah.
What are you willing to change
Wow.
to make things better?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Because we have to think about those things,
Mhm.
what we're willing to change. And I think a lot of times the conflict in marriages
Mhm.
and in relationship, even
Right.
even if we talk about mother, daughter, father, son relationship,
That's right.
is that
Absolutely right.
sometimes the parents are old school and they're like, well, this is how I've been, this is how I'm always going to be,
That's right.
and you're not going to change me. It's really not about someone else changing you.
Absolutely.
It's about understanding, first of all, that you love
Yeah.
yourself enough to recognize that the person with whom you're speaking to,
Mhm.
has a soul, has feelings, and if how you're showing up is hurting them, then you need to take thought
Mhm.
into how you can show up differently.
That's right.
It doesn't mean that you have to totally give up your values
Mhm.
and give up, who you are, but it does mean that you take another look
Yeah.
at how you're showing up and how you can make it better.
That's right. Listen, in Luke 6:31, it says, "Do to others as you would have them do to you."
Yeah.
That's Bible. That's word.
Yeah.
We should be doing to others, right?
And well, in life, we call that the golden
The
rule.
goal. You cannot
Yeah.
keep treating
But
people mean and
that's the word.
expect people to be nice to you.
Yeah.
After a while, it's going to come back around.
Yeah.
So we have to make sure that we are treating people the way we want to be treated.
That's right.
And that's especially in your relationship. Start opening doors again.
Wow.
Start cleaning your car inside out. Right? Sometimes the spouse might not want to get in your car because it's dirty. No, I'll take my car. That
Yes.
might be the reason why you're not driving together. I'm
Oh,
just saying, it's a possibility.
that's a good point right
It's a
there.
possibility that some people are not driving together because of that reason.
Wow.
These are little things,
Yeah.
right? These are little things. And sometimes we just don't know, but you do have to have that conversation.
We're saying that it's a little thing, but
It's a big
honestly,
thing.
these are the little things that cause major confusion,
That's right.
crisis, breakups.
Yep.
I mean,
Absolutely.
little things. So we may be saying it's a little thing, but it could be a big thing for you. That could be a deal breaker.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, sometimes we need to realize that sometimes when we're in relationship and our spouse is saying that they don't like something, you think that's nagging. No, they're
Mhm.
really just telling you what the
That's right.
problem is. They're not nagging.
Absolutely right.
They're telling you what the problem is. The
Mhm.
point is you have to listen,
That's right.
not just hear them, but you have to
Mhm.
listen
Yep.
and be willing to make that change.
That's right.
Show up
Absolutely
differently,
right. Yeah.
or bring that car back clean and say, baby, this one's for you.
That's right. That's right. And listen, we talk about little things like not taking a shower before you go to bed. Now you've been out all day, you're in the elements, and then you want to come to bed. Yes, you took your clothes off, so Now you're saying that it's not on your body and things like that. So, but what is your spouse saying about
Wow.
that?
Yeah.
What is your spouse saying about that? Now, being single, you can get away with that. But when you're married, you're sharing the bed, you're sharing the house. So, what things are you willing to give up? I mean, I'm sorry, what things are you willing to change
Yeah.
to make things better?
That's
right?
good. That's
So,
good.
we have a book that's called The Marriage Corporation. So in the book, we talk about God as being the chairman of the board. The man is the president. The wife is the executive vice president, and the children are the workers. Well, guess what? It's the same thing in rebranding yourself,
Wow.
right? Now, the only difference is that because the two are individuals,
Mhm.
the corporation is both of us. Because whatever I'm doing to make better, she is the receiver of that.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
guess what? The children are still the workers.
Yes.
That function doesn't change for them. They came into this life to serve you. Amen. And then we are to serve others. I'm just saying, we're servants first. But it starts at home. You have to teach them how to serve.
Yes. Yes. That's a good thing. So, and I love one of the, there's a scripture in Philippians 2:4. And in the New International Version, it reads like this. So I told you, we're going to be sharing scripture with you because we believe marriage is the foundation of the family.
That's
And
right.
it was built upon the principles of the word of God.
Mhm.
So not looking to your own interests,
Mhm.
but to each of you,
That's right.
to the interests of others. That's exactly what you were just talking about.
I love that.
You basically would really just, that
Yep,
scripture is
that's awesome.
perfect for what you just said a few
That
minutes ago.
really is.
Yeah. So, remember that. That was Philippians 2:4.
Yeah.
It's not looking to your own interests.
Mhm.
It's not all about you all the time. And I believe I said that last week.
Yeah.
I'm going to restate that. And you'll probably hear me say that more and more because I feel that a lot of times we're only looking out for our own best interests.
So true.
And not the interests of the corporation.
That's so true.
When you're in a corporation, you have to consider everyone.
That's right.
That's why you don't go and just sell stock without letting the investors, the people that are pouring into that relationship, that corporation, without letting them know. You don't go purchase a car and your husband don't know nothing about it, or your wife don't know nothing about it. And you come home and say, I went out and bought a car. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah. You have to communicate.
We're here today. Yeah. You're watching The Serrano Show. We're Doctors Richard and Nefertina Serrano. And so if you like what we're saying and it's resonating with you, please like and share. Listen, you're not the only one. If this is resonating with you, there's others out there that may need to hear this message. How are you showing up in your marriage or in your relationship? Yeah. Maybe there needs to be some rebranding that each of you need to take an opportunity to do. Yeah. Remember to consider the man and the woman in the mirror. And that rebranding yourself takes time. It takes intentional living. It takes intentional being. And how you show up does matter.
Yeah, that's so true. You have to be passionate about identifying who you are. Wow. Right? You're not going to lose yourself. You're going to find yourself. Right? I think a lot of people get scared of losing themselves, but I believe that you lose yourself when you are not relevant, when you stop really living and really living for yourself, because you're supposed to live for yourself first, because you can't help anyone else if you're not living for yourself right.
That's right.
You have to do things for yourself. You have to be in a place where you have peace of mind, right? I mean, early on in our marriage, we've done some things where we've always communicated. We stayed friends throughout our relationship, and I think that's really what really laid the foundation for us, right? Because we always wanted to make sure that we not just say pleased each other, but helped each other.
Yeah,
I like to use that word instead of pleased, because when you're helping one another, and of course, the word says be help one to another. So we have to make sure that we are helping one another. That's and you don't want to lose yourself in the process, Now, I'm also rebranding now of how I do things, the clothing I wear. Just because you see somebody with a nice suit on, don't mean that suit is going to look good on you. right?
That's
So you
good.
have to make sure that
Yeah.
when you buy a suit, you get it tailor fit for you.
For you.
You buy a shirt, you get it where it fits nice for you. But not only that, but ask questions. How does this look? Does this look nice? Because a lot of times we think it looks nice on us, and I come home and my wife is like, "Where did you get that from?" I'm like, well, I thought it looked nice on me.
No.
Sometimes you have to have another opinion, right? You have to run it by the person you with most of the time. Amen.
Yeah. Well, that's why I like to shop with my husband. I
Right,
love
right.
shopping with you. You make it adventurous. I
Yeah.
don't know about you ladies. Who out there is the shopper? If you are, just say that's me. I'm the shopper that I like to get all the clothes all at one time.
Yeah.
So I may have one, maybe two carts,
Mhm.
taking it to the dressing room, and they're like, "Oh my
Oh
goodness!"
yeah, pretty full.
And I may come out with one or two outfits.
That's right.
But
That's right.
they're going to be outfits that I know
Yeah.
look good on me,
Yeah.
that are made for me, for my body type, my height,
Mhm.
and my husband's fleece.
Yeah.
I like it, he likes it, then we can leave.
That's right.
But that's how I shop. So if that's you, if you like to get all your clothes all at one time,
Mhm.
or are you the one that like to go from store to store and
Yeah.
just keep trying on, or are you just an eye shopper? Let us know. Let us know. I'm curious to know. I like to get all my clothes at one time and go try them on, and then come
Mhm.
out with what I want.
So true. So we just want to take a little break and just let you know about Covenant Rescue 911, which is a 24-hour hotline. This number is used all over the world. They call us at any time of the day. And this is if you know anyone who's actually having any issues and problems in their relationships, in their marriages, that they just can't solve themselves. Counseling reveals who you are. And this is a good way to start by making that phone call. So if you know anyone, share this with them. Let them call. Let them get the help that they need. It's 24 hours. We are answering these phones all around the clock. Amen. So please share this. And my wife will tell you about covenant marriages and other
Well,
stuff.
as I stated earlier, we support you to achieve balance and stability in life and in business through biblical principles to build a more effective communication in your marriage and in your relationships. If you want to reach out to us, you can reach out to us at theserranos360.com. Or if you already have it, you know it. Yes, marriageCEOs360.com. But reach out to us. Let us know what you think, how you like the show. And we are super excited about what's coming, because there are going to be some great shows coming down the line.
Amen.
We just cannot wait.
That's right.
We're going to
That's
talk
right.
about things that matter most to you.
Mhm.
We're here to share with you real conversation for right now time. We want to be relevant, relatable. We want to make sure that that we're talking about things that matter most to you. So put it in the chat. Let us know, what
That's right.
topics would you like to talk about? Whether you're married, single, separated, life after divorce, or maybe you're a widow or widower.
Yeah.
We want to hear from you. The audience needs to hear from you, because you know what you went through, what you suffered through, your struggles,
That's right.
your trials, your tribulations that came to make you stronger, they weren't just for you. They for others. So share your story.
That's right.
And while we're talking about sharing a story, just know that I'm also a publisher and an author. So we want to make sure that we're able to bring to you so many different things. And one of those things is to be able to help you to get your personal story shared and out there.
Yeah.
I think it's really important that we tell our stories, everything we went through, or what we're going through in life, or an experience that you had that changed your life. It's important that we talk about those things.
It is. And don't be selfish. Your story can help so many people. I know you might not think it's a big story, but it's huge to God. Because if it changed someone's life, that one story or that one phrase that you put in the book or any of those things can really help change someone's life. I want to talk a little bit about strategy, about branding, right? So strategy includes, the number one thing is competitive awareness. So it brings about awareness about what's going on in your life, right? Because you don't know actually what's happening around you if you don't start branding and start making a change, and then the other person is going to let you know that.
That's right.
You know?
Well, hello, Bree. How are you? Love you too.
Oh, Bree.
Thank you so much. Thank you
God
guys for
bless
coming
you.
on and just, supporting us tonight. These are our preliminary and beginning shows, and I'm super excited. But next month we're going to be doing our big reveal, so we can't wait for that. But we wanted to come on and just get a feel for you guys, because it's about you. It's about what you desire, what you're looking to hear, what topics are relevant to you, what you need discussed. You can send us a messenger message. You can inbox us. You can email us. Sometimes you want to remain anonymous, and that's okay too.
Right.
What's important is that what you need to hear, get clarity, get understanding, is that we provide that for you. So it's really important to us to be able to share that. So we're going to be bringing those topics that relate to real life situations and circumstances. Some might be funny, some might make you cry, but nevertheless, hopefully they all will encourage you, inspire you to rise up from wherever you are, move forward, and continue this journey called life.
That's right. That's right. So I have a question, and I know some of you might say, you might think that no one wants your mate.
Oh,
how many think that someone is not going to want him or want her? That's the wrong answer. There's someone waiting
always
to take that person off your hand at no charge, no explanation.
That's right.
Needed.
That's right.
Nothing is needed. They will just take them at no cost to you at all.
Yes.
Right. So don't think that someone else is not going to take your mate from you, because they will. You have to be willing to make that change in order to keep what God has already blessed you with.
Wow, that's
right.
Good.
And I've always said, having older cars, older years, I've always said, as long as you keep it clean, no one really knows the year of that car.
That's true. That's true.
And they're always saying, what year is that car? Wow, it doesn't look like that. Because you're putting the time in to keep it up to date.
Yeah.
To keep it looking good. You take pride in your car.
Absolutely. I mean, well, that's what people say when they see us.
Right.
They say, "Oh, you cannot be that old."
Right.
So
how old is that now?
I'll never tell.
Yep, that's right. That's right.
Wow, this is great, guys. So if you're just joining us, you're coming in. We're the Serranos. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, sir. We appreciate you. Please make sure that you share this message today. It's really important. A lot of singles out there have been asking, when are you guys going to do a show for us? We need some info. Well, here we are. We're letting you know. Get ready. Get ready. Prepare your body now. Right? Prepare your mind now. Prepare your spirit now for the one that God is sending. Get ready. So if you prepare like you're getting ready for something, let me tell you, that changes your whole perspective and your mindset, because you recognize that, you know what? I'm preparing for something that's coming. Yeah. And that's something that's something good. So I think you treat it with a little bit more care.
Yep, you do.
I think you're a little more intentional about how you look, how you dress. That's one of the things that bothers me about relationships. We get into these relationships and we forget that, how did you get that person? Yeah. Was your hair combed? Were your teeth brushed? Did you look nice? Then how do you think you're going to keep them? Right. I'm not saying that you got to walk around in full-fledged makeup and all of that every day, all the time. Right. But I'm saying be mindful on how you look. Even when you go to bed. Hello, somebody.
Yeah, that's so true. You got to have purpose, right? Purpose. You got to have purpose. Offering a sense of direction. That's what purpose do for you.
Yeah.
It gives you some direction on where you're going when you have purpose. Right.
That's good.
And another thing is, who are you serving? Who are you serving? You're not serving yourself. You're serving the other person.
Yeah.
So you have to come correct when you're serving that person. And I see how when we have dinners that are catered and things like that,
right?
They really tried their best to serve
present
you.
Right. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
They put their all into it,
That's true.
and that's
That's
what we
true.
have to do.
And, I never really thought about it that way,
Mhm.
about how, we get served when we're out.
Yeah.
But I like that
Yeah.
because, they're meticulous. Can I help you? Can I get you anything else?
Yeah.
Was that good?
Yeah.
Did you enjoy yourself? I mean, all of those things go with, being served when you're out to
Mhm.
dinner.
That's
And
right.
so, yeah, I think it's really nice to be able to serve our mates. I always ask my husband, "Did you like that, honey? Was that
Mhm.
good?"
That's right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I want to
That's right.
know, because if he didn't like it, I mean, then I don't
Mhm.
need to make that meal
That's right.
again.
That's so true.
And please, please, please do yourself a favor, husbands. Do not say you like something that you don't like. It is so important that you are honest in love, right?
Absolutely right. Another thing is create meaning, right? Create meaning. Make sure that what you're doing is something that you want to do, something that's meaningful.
Yeah.
Just don't make up stuff along the way. Just don't say things because the other person want to hear, but make it meaningful
right.
to you too. I always tell the guys, listen, when you want to offer things, make sure that when you come to your spouse and say, do you want to go to movies? You want to have dinner? You want to you want to go to a show? Make sure that those things are something you like too.
Oh, that's good.
Not everything that person like, but to make sure that what you're offering is the things that you like too.
Mutual benefit.
Mutual benefits.
Yeah, that's good. That's real good,
Mhm.
because sometimes we get caught up in just wanting to please someone too. We can overdo that as well, wanting to please them so much, to our own expense.
Right.
And that's unnecessary in a relationship. You won't last. At some point, somebody's gonna be unhappy,
Mhm.
and more than likely, it's gonna be the person that's trying to do, over
Absolutely.
please and all of that. It's really important to make
Yeah.
sure that you remain what?
Yeah.
Relevant.
Relevant. That's right. Let me check and see if our next guest is ready. I don't
Yes,
see
because
her here.
she is an amazing person as well, and I am super excited to be able to bring her to you tonight. I
Mhm.
hope that she can come on. But while we're waiting for her, just letting you know, we are Doctors Richard and Nefertina Serrano, the marriage CEOs, your relationship experts, and we are here to serve
Mhm.
you. And so, what we're asking you to do is these are our preliminary shows for the month of
Mhm.
May. We are doing our preliminary shows that are going to lead up to our launch,
Mhm.
yes, of the official Serrano show. And so, these shows are just to come to be informative, a little bit elaborative, but we basically are here to let you know we're here and we're coming.
That's right.
And we won't just be on set. There are going to be times that we're going to be out meeting and greeting the community. We have some community events that we will be doing live, and we have some opportunities where we will be having live audiences. And so, with that being said, we will not always be sitting here, just in front of you, but we will have live audience and different things.
That's gonna be
We want to
really
hear
nice
from you
too.
because we want to make sure that we're serving you in the ways that you desire to be served.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Mama.
Emma Jean
For
Brandt,
my
mother-in-law in the
mother,
house.
Elder Imogene Brandt, is watching tonight. It makes you feel so good when your
Amen.
parents
Amen.
are watching you. It's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for joining us tonight. We are here talking about rebranding yourself in your marriage and in your relationship. And we've learned a lot of good nuggets so far. We had on Sophia Gonzalez of Affluence, her company, and she's a young entrepreneur doing amazing things. Super excited and proud of her.
Yeah,
Please,
awesome.
please remember to go to her page, go to her website. She has an amazing website. She does wonderful work, and make sure that if you're looking for someone to help you and developing your brand in your business, that you reach out to Sophia Gonzalez. Well, I am just saying, in talking about branding, we have to make sure that that the other person is aware. It's that conversation. And I think, how many of you out there, and you can put this in the chat if you are having weekly meetings. How important is that, Dr. Serrano?
Oh my God. I mean, if you can't express yourself during the week because you're so busy, then you're going to have to slow it down and have those meetings, because that accomplishes so many things, right? Because it could be some things that's going on in your life that the other person doesn't know.
Wow.
So having that weekly meeting, now you might can't come all the time with a pen and paper and have everything written down, but at least to come together and have a conversation and see what's going on. You know, in corporate, they have weekly meetings.
Yes.
They bring the old news, the new news, with a new business, old business.
Old business.
And guess what happens with the old business that didn't get done? They bring it into the new business and I'm going to say fire, but they replace the person who was supposed to do it because they might not be able to do it because they have too much on their plate.
Right.
That happens to us.
Yeah.
Some things are by default. We might have too much things on our plate and we have to relinquish some things.
Yeah.
But that's why the weekly meetings are so important, because you can talk about those things at the meeting.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Listen, Pastor Seward said, can't wait for the Serrano show. We can't wait either. I mean, we're bringing some things to you now, but you know, what's to come, I'm telling you, is just going to be so awesome. So
This is good.
as we look back at some of your comments and see what it is you're thinking, some of you may not have gotten this. Some of our people on the West Coast, it's still early. Some of them are just getting off work. So those that are tuning in now, we appreciate you. Thank you so much, Bree. We really appreciate you and your husband. What an amazing couple. Listen, I got to know this couple and I watched them and I watched how her husband served her and how she serves him. And it's just such a beautiful, beautiful thing. She also has a organization, a pageant for those that are challenged. And let me tell you, it is going to be phenomenal. And someday soon, we'll also have her on the show so that she can talk a little bit about what she's doing and how she's impacting life and building legacy. This has been an amazing hour. Awesome. I cannot believe that the hour is gone already. It's been wonderful to be here with you guys. We look forward to some of the future that we're going to be journeying together. And if there are any questions you have for us, remember, you can hit us up. Make sure you reach out to us. And please don't be shy. It's important that you get those things. I mean, some things you may need to take into counseling, and we understand that. But if there's anything that we can do as counselors, as experts in relationship, allow us to be able to be there for you. Absolutely. We want to support you, right? In life, in marriage, and in business, so that you guys can work toward that journey of forever. Forever is a long time, but forever is accomplishable. You can do this. You got this. I promise you. It gets better.
It really does. You know, I just put a question in the chat, you know, what are you willing to change? I think that question is so important, because if you don't know what you're willing to change, then you won't change. What's we was talking about it today. What is the phrase?
Well, you know, whatever you tolerate, you'll never change. Let me say that one more time. Whatever you tolerate, you'll never change.
That's right.
So if you're tolerating, if you're just going through the motions, nothing's going to ever get changed. You have to be willing to show up differently. You have to be willing to make that change.
That's right. Absolutely. I have a list of things, but I know we're definitely running out of time. I'll go ahead and post what I have about what are you willing to change. It goes both ways for the men and the women.
Yes.
You know, whatever is relevant for you, that is your question. And what are you willing to change? Because if we're not changing anything, then we're not progressing. We're not taking it to the next level.
Wow.
And some of you have ministry in you. Some of you have your entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
You know, let's not be stubborn. Let's not keep that for yourself. You know, you want to make sure that you're on this earth for a purpose. And you want to make sure that you empty yourself before you go away.
Wow.
You don't want to go away still full.
That's right.
Having things that's in you that we are not receiving from you.
That's right.
So you want to make sure that you're emptying yourself out, and that person that's with you is your helpmate.
That's right.
Don't discount that person.
That's right.
They're there to help you.
Yes.
We all need help. We cannot do it ourselves. When God gives you a vision, he gives you a vision for others to help. Because in the process, everyone gets blessed.
Wow. That's excellent.
Amen.
That's excellent. Well, this has been a great topic. I'm really glad that you chose this topic of rebranding. As I stated before, I'm going through that process myself now. It is a very intentional process, and it does take time.
Yeah.
So if you're looking to grow in your marriage and in your relationship, and I know you are, consider some of the things that we talked about tonight. If you're just coming in and you're just catching this right now, you're going to have to go back and watch the replay.
Yeah.
We're Doctors Richard and Nefertina Serrano. We were talking about rebranding yourself in your relationship, how you can show up differently so that you can have that longevity in your marriage and in your relationship.
That's right.
So we're thankful and grateful. Thank you for having us.
Amen.
Our time is up, but we look forward to you when? Same time, same place, this time next week. Don't forget, every Thursdays, tell your moms, your sisters, your brother, your coworkers, your friends, your neighbors. The Serranos are coming on Thursday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Pacific Time. We're looking forward to seeing you and you and you next week.
God bless you.
See you
Till
next
week.
time.
We'll talk soon. Listen, let us know what your conversations would like to be and topics that you have of discussion, and we will put it on the air. All right?
Don't forget, if you want to be on the show, you got to email us.
Take care. God bless you. Bye-bye.